Trapped in a burning forest with her puppies, she fights to save them. What follows will amaze you. Like a video and subscribe to my channel. Please, thanks for watching. The air was thick with smoke, the scent of burning pine choking the forest. Ember, a scrappy golden retriever with a coat the color of autumn leaves, panted heavily as she darted between the trees. Behind her, whimpering in terror, were her 5 tiny puppies, barely 6 weeks old, their paws still clumsy on the uneven ground. The wildfire had come without warning. One moment, the forest was alive with birdsong. The next, the horizon glowed orange, and the wind carried the crackling roar of flames. Ember had acted on instinct, gathering her whimpering pups in her jaws, one by one, dragging them away from the den as the fire licked at their home. But now the fire was everywhere. A mother's desperation. Ember's muscles burned with exhaustion. She had been running for what felt like hours, her body trembling from the effort of carrying her puppies to safety. One by one, she had moved them, gently gripping their scruffs, sprinting forward, then doubling back for the next. But the fire was spreading too fast. A tree exploded in a shower of sparks ahead, blocking their path. Ember skidded to a stop, her heart hammering. The puppies whined, pressing against her legs, their tiny bodies shaking. She nuzzled them, licking their faces, trying to soothe them even as her own fear threatened to overwhelm her. Think, move, survive. With a desperate growl, she picked up the smallest pup, a little male with a white blaze on his chest, and bolted toward a narrow gap between the flames. The heat seared her fur, but she didn't stop. She dropped him behind a fallen log, then raced back. 1 down, 4 to go. The race against time. The second puppy was heavier, squirming in her jaws as she ran. Ember's lungs ached, her vision blurring from smoke. She stumbled once, her paw catching on a root, but she forced herself up. She couldn't fail them. By the time she returned for the third pup, the fire had closed in behind her. Flames licked at her tail as she ran, the heat unbearable. She could feel her strength fading. Just one more. Just one more. But as she turned back for the fourth, a wall of fire roared between her and the remaining 2 puppies. They yelped in terror, their tiny voices barely audible over the inferno. Ember let out a strangled whine. She couldn't leave them. A miracle in the flames. Just as despair threatened to swallow her, a sound cut through the chaos, a deep, commanding bark. Through the smoke, a massive shape emerged. A firefighter clad in thick gear, his face obscured by a mask. And beside him, a German shepherd, a search and rescue dog, trained to find survivors in disasters like this. The shepherd barked again, his nose twitching as he caught the scent of the puppies. The firefighter followed, his boots crunching over burning debris. Ember's heart leaped. She barked frantically, darting toward them, then back toward her trapped pups, as if to say, "Hurry, please!" The German shepherd understood. With a sharp yip, he bolted forward, his handler close behind. In seconds, they reached the 2 remaining puppies, scooping them up in gloved hands. Ember collapsed, her body finally giving in to exhaustion. The aftermath, and a new beginning hours later, the fire was contained. Ember and her puppies were rushed to a veterinary tent where they were treated for smoke inhalation and minor burns. The firefighters marveled at Ember's bravery, how she had carried each pup to safety, refusing to give up even when the odds seemed impossible. News of her heroism spread. A local news crew arrived, filming the little family as they recovered. The story went viral. Mother dog risked her life to save puppies from wildfire. Heroic rescue stuns the world. But for Ember, the best reward came days later, when the firefighter who had saved them, a gruff but kind man named Jake, knelt beside her and scratched behind her ears. "You're something else, girl," he murmured. Then smiling, he added, "How'd you like to come home with me?" Ember licked his hand. And just like that, the brave mother and her 5 puppies had a new family, one who would never let them face danger alone again. The lesson in the ashes. Sometimes courage isn't about being fearless. It's about being terrified and acting anyway. Ember could have run. She could have saved herself. But love made her stay, love made her fight, and in the end, love brought her home. Subscribe to my channel and like a video. Let's start the video.